Democrats on all ends of the political spectrum are now reevaluating how they've behaved in the past and how they can better fight back against Trump and make inroads with the American people, working class people, for example, that they have fallen out of favor with in recent years. Even Jill Filipovic, once a Hillary Clinton loving, Bernie bro hating, scoldy lib, is reconsidering what democratic resistance should look like. And she writes about it in a lengthy piece titled, "Can we resist better this time?" Actually, it was the wine moms, not the morality purists, who did the most effective work last time. Can we learn from our mistakes? I don't know about the wine mom framing, but the content of her piece, there's a lot I agree with, okay? So she argues that while in many ways the 2017 resistance movement was effective in confronting Trump, it also was counterproductive and painfully cringeworthy at times. That's how she sees it. So the sense of urgency created by Trump's genuinely dangerous actions empowered progressive actors who, though well-meaning, she writes, routinely misdiagnosed the problems at hand, stipulated a kind of ideological and often linguistic conformity, don't I know it, sister, and imposed a politics of purity that pushed out rather than pulled in many could-be allies by doubling down on positions far outside of the American norm. And then she lists examples. There's no such thing as learning loss from COVID shutdowns. Shoplifting is fine. Sex at birth is assigned, with the suggestion of methodlessness rather than being identified through a method that proves correct for the vast majority of people on earth. Pause for comment, Cenk, thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm glad that Jill come lately has come to the correct position, and I will take it. But yes, in a couple of minutes I'll tell you about how she attacked me, and I haven't gotten an apology yet. So does she really mean it? I don't know.
So I'll give you some more of what she has to say in this piece. She says, this was all ultimately alienating for a whole lot of voters and galvanizing for MAGA extremists.
Oh, now you realize it.
And I'd even say it opened the door for Trump to return. Yeah, I 100% agree with that last statement. 100%.
And as we were saying these things, who was attacking us but people just like her?
Yeah, now to be fair, I don't think she's attacked us lately.
Not lately, oh, thank God.
But
let's be honest.
There has been a torrent of just absolute hatred toward us because it's like, yeah, you know what? We should admit when we're wrong about certain issues. And also maybe we should meet people with grace and respect. And I'm specifically talking about voters. You know what I'm saying?
I do, and by the way, I would even greet her with grace if she were to do likewise. So look, I'm always in favor of bygones be bygones. And if people come to the right position, great, I'll always take yes for an answer. Looks like she's coming to the right position. We've got to win elections to protect rights. And if you want to win elections, you have to be broad-based. It doesn't mean that you let anyone go or you throw anyone under a bus. It just means that you're smart about how you reach out and talk to other people to convince them to come to your side instead of driving them away. Things we've been saying on the Young Turks for year after year after year. And a lot of folks on the left yelled at us and said, no, you have to prioritize this, and we think you're right wing, etc.
Why won't you learn from us and believe exactly what we believe? And if you don't, we're just gonna make you out to be a bad person. That's not a winning strategy in politics. The whole point is to bring people in, not push people out. Anyway, she lays out lessons that can be learned from the first resistance movement, including the importance of turning anger out, not in. She writes, the less effective methods of harnessing rage involve not just fuming, but turning that anger into an identity, a psychotrauma, a cudgel, and a tool of self-righteousness to be wielded not against Trump and those who enabled him, but against people who might otherwise actually be allies. So she also writes that a social justice movement that makes as its highest order of business internal battles over personal righteousness, and that incentivizes call-outs and push-outs and public shamings of those deemed deficient rather than evangelizing and educating and pulling in potential converts, is also a movement doomed to fail, or at least be stuck in a spiral of internecine power struggles and interpersonal dramas. I mostly agree with that. I will say this, evangelizing I don't think is an effective strategy either. I think having dialogue, conversations, coming from a place of understanding and just sharing ideas, I think you plant seeds by doing that. But when you if you try to like force your beliefs onto other people and they feel like you're giving them propaganda or you're pressuring them to believe what you believe, they're gonna shut down. They're not gonna listen to you.
So I partially disagree with you. I think that it depends.
Yeah.
There's a moment for evangelizing, and it depends on what you mean by evangelizing. If you say Bernie's tour right now with AOC, are they evangelizing? I don't know, kind of, but I like it and it's great and they're getting their message out. But if you're evangelizing is screaming at the other side and calling the other side names, which by the way, I've been guilty of. So like when I'm talking about Jill's change in position, don't get me wrong, we've all done things that are wrong. I called the other side names a lot, okay? And sometimes when you're trying to win the middle, it helps. And Anna and I have had this conversation. But a lot of times, especially after you've lost the middle, it hurts.
I'm proud of you.
Right, and it drives people away. So we could all see what we did wrong and get to a better place. I hope Jill actually got there, and that she doesn't change her mind later super conveniently, because these things she's describing, I mean, I would just love for her, like all of it is bygones be bygones, if she just acknowledged, I did all of these things myself, and I did it against other Democrats when Bernie was running. I would do things like public shaming, call outs, push outs, internal battles, internal drama, and claiming that the most progressive people in the country were sexist against Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I remember.
Come on, I mean, you can't write this piece and not acknowledge that it's like me writing a piece about, guys, no one should yell anymore online. I have to at least acknowledge that I'm patient zero in that.
100%.
Right?
Oh yeah, you're definitely patient zero.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's get to some of what she did say back in the day. And by the way, we're not just trying to like rehash like old dramas. I actually want to give her a lot of credit for her evolution, because I think it takes a lot of strength to be able to come out and say, I messed up, I mean, in this case, she's not specifically saying she messed up, but she's learned from the mistakes of the past in regard to how Democrats have behaved, and I think she knows that she's part of that. But if she has forgotten,
I'm not sure about that
if she's
at all.
forgotten, we're gonna remind her. So we'll give you some examples. So in 2016, she argued that many young girls liked Bernie Sanders because, especially among the young, guy stuff is cool and enviable, whereas girl stuff is lame, uncool, and well, girly. In this primary, Sanders is the guy stuff, Clinton is the girl stuff.
She just made that up. No Bernie Sanders supporter said boy stuff is cool and girl stuff isn't cool. Literally no one said that.
We just
it was
wanted
totally fabricated, right? To put a smear of sexism against Bernie and all of his supporters, because it was these toxic internal battles that she's now decrying.
So she says young girls aren't dumb and they aren't pledging allegiance to Sanders just to get the boys, but especially for young women, there are social benefits to supporting Sanders. The guy thing, the cool thing, that don't come with supporting Clinton. We just wanted better healthcare.
Yeah, I don't know what she's even talking about. What guy thing did Bernie Sanders advocate for?
I don't know.
Just total fiction.
I gotta be honest. Bernie Sanders was not cool, okay? The guy wore like an ill-fitting blazer all the time and like
oversized mittens, doesn't comb his hair. I remember the press saying in 2016 when it first started, back in 2015, they're like, Martin O'Malley, he's a good-looking guy. Was a dynamic governor of Maryland. He might give Hillary a run, but definitely not Bernie. He doesn't even look the part. Remember, Chris Matthews used to be obsessed with how you looked. Right, so Bernie didn't look right.
Which was ironic,
but in her planet, Bernie was the cool, like bro guy. Like she makes Bernie sound like Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Like this is insane.
So let me skip ahead. She also wrote this piece. Let's go to graphic 9 here. Why Bernie Sanders is wrong about women. I mean, okay, and along with countless other very similar columns and tweets. And then there was the comment about you, Cenk. So after Bernie endorsed Cenk's congressional run in 2019. Here's what she wrote. I'm tired of misogyny on the left. I'm tired of being told I am imagining misogyny on the left. I am tired of being told progressive values mean We have to overlook misogyny on the left. I am tired of gender equality apparently not being a progressive value. So what she was referring to there, at the time that Cenk made the decision to run for Congress, his old, like literally 20, 25-year-old blogs were, they came out, and he.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You talk about it.
Let me address it. Okay, so first of all, Jill writing this op-ed is a little bit like Jake Tapper writing the book about how the Bidens lied to the American people about his age. Brother, you were right there. Okay, yeah. And you helped aid and abet that. It's like OJ writing the book, If I Did It, right? Like, no, you did do it, Jake, okay? And in this case, Jill, you did do it. Look at that quote. That quote that Anna just read to you, almost every part of it was fiction, okay? So first of all, my old blogs, there was some offensive stuff on some other matters, but on and I apologize for that because I was a knucklehead Republican back then, trying to be like a shock jock. And if oh, we're gonna go back 20 years to smear me, but really I'm not an important one, to smear Bernie by association, yeah, right? So, but on the gender stuff, it's not even true. There's the line about that they all hyped up, by the way, picked up by the alt-right, and then Hillary Clinton supporters were like, oh, the alt-right came up with this, we love it, right? And so, and what was it? I said the genes of women are poorly designed or something along those lines because they don't wanna have sex with us enough. I was joking. If you read the piece, you see that I was kidding around about how I couldn't get laid on South Beach, which is hilarious, okay? So, but people like Jill read that and was like, nope, he wasn't joking. Nope, he thinks women's genes are wrong. He's the worst misogynist in the world. Did you read it? Did you read it? No, you didn't, right? Or you did and you purposely lied about it. And I wanna break it down real quick. I'm tired of misogyny on the left, but there wasn't any. I'm tired of being told that I'm imagining misogyny, but in this case, you weren't literally imagining misogyny because I was making fun of myself, yeah. And you chose to lie about that. And then she says, I'm tired of being told progressive values mean we have to overlook misogyny on the left. But no one said to overlook misogyny on the left. Literally no one said that. You manufactured the misogyny and then pretended people said a straw man of overlook misogyny. Misogyny is no big deal. Literally no one said that. And then finally, I'm tired of gender equality apparently not being a progressive value. Again, literally no one said that. Bernie didn't say it, Nina Turner, Ro Khanna, myself, no one said, oh, you know what, gender equality is not a progressive value. You made that up. It was a giant fiction, and why? Because you wanted your side to win, so you started an internal battle to divide the Democratic Party. It was supernova toxic, right? And so you weren't alone, she wasn't alone. There was a giant fight, you remember, and a lot of people did things wrong on both sides, but if I'm being honest, way more on the Hillary side. Tons of smears aided and abetted by mainstream media, MSNBC, and all those smears put out there like a factory, right? And what did they do? They, forget me, I'm not important. Bernie, sexist, misogynist. Oh, why can't he get black votes? Why can't he get black votes? Implying that he's racist.
Right.
When in reality, the mainstream media did a giant media campaign about, oh, the Clintons are, remember, Bill Clinton was the first black president. Bill Clinton was the first black president. Hillary Clinton loves black people. She's got hot sauce in her purse. It was all giant propaganda effort. So now you've got to, look, I'm gonna let all of that go. This is the last time I'll ever talk about it. As long as you just acknowledge it and go, my bad, you're right, I got carried away, etc. Like I say on how much I attacked personally the right wing and other people that we needed to win over to our side. But I don't know if she's got that in her, if this is just a BS Jake Tapper moment where like, oh, I've caught the culprit, it's someone else.
Well, we're gonna wait and see, right? But if she has actually had this realization and she's going to put this into practice, I give her a lot of credit. And when you come out and say, you know what, we did things incorrectly, I wanna do things differently moving forward, you get a lot of hate, you get a lot of backlash for it. I know that better than anyone. I'll also agree with her that misogyny is in fact a problem on the left. I've seen it for myself, but Cenk ain't it. I've worked with him for now 19 years. He has given me a voice. He's always uplifted me. He's always supported me. And I've never seen an example of him literally being misogynistic. So bringing up old blogs from 25 years ago where he's making jokes to say he's a misogynist was pretty low. But nonetheless, I give her props for coming out and putting this out into the world. And I hope that she actually follows through with it.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.